Hey, hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Hang on, let me just get this a little better in frame. Oh, there we go.
All right, all right.
Almost, almost.
How's yeah? Is it
There we go.
cold?
Um, for Los Angeles, it's cold, but
Uh,
that's not too cold. It's
okay.
it's cold for us though.
Uh-huh. Let me try to join Jenna as well.
The puppy
Okay.
decided to join.
Uh, what's her name or his name?
Brigitte.
All right, all right.
Hi, Bibi.
Mhm.
She
It,
was sleeping. She heard me talking, so she came upstairs to see what I was what was going on.
all right, all right. I can't. It's from India as well. Namaste to all of
Hi.
you ever had joined. I don't think so. There is a single person from India. Okay.
Well, hopefully they'll wake up soon and start logging in.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right.
Where in India are you?
I'm in Bangalore.
Ah, nice. Rock City.
Yeah.
The rock and roll part of India.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
she
Hi,
is.
Jen.
Hi guys.
Hi.
BB.
Okay. So yeah. Namaste and welcome to both of you and the people who have joined us right away. I'm very much thankful. And yes. So without any further ado, we'll just come to the point and we'll just start
Okay.
uh live session, right? Because I had been notified by Jenna, like she has some other scheduled after this short live, so we'll just try to make it short and sweet.
Okay.
Okay. So first of all, thank you so much for joining and approving my request to join in this small live session or say the podcast, which will be recorded and be shared on my YouTube channel shortly, very shortly. I'll keep you guys updated and keep supporting me, like, so yeah, I'm just in initial phase, like the starting phase, and thank you so much. It means a lot to be, like accepting my proposal. So,
Well, thank you for asking us. We're happy to
Yeah,
be here.
thank you.
yeah. So yeah, okay, so to my Indian viewers, whoever will watch later on, I just want to give a brief regarding the Paradise Kitty. Uh, can you, or else, I think like I won't justify my words towards the thing what you guys are doing. Could you just brief some small, like you guys are from which place, what kind of music you do? Is it okay?
Sure. We're Paradise Kitty. We're an all-female Guns N' Roses tribute from Hollywood, California. I'm Genocide. I'm the singer, and Rachel right there. She's our awesome drummer.
I agree with that. Okay, so first of all, actually, the main, like the content to be spoken right for today's life is like I don't know about the states and all, some Europe culture and all, but somehow in India, I mean, like not in each and every places, but like so far as I have some knowledge regarding music and all, the parents and all, the I mean the Indian parents, like some of the parents, what they think, like, say it a music field or else any kind of media field, what they think about it is like, especially to rock and roll music and the metal scene and out here, they think themselves, their daughter or else, any female members of their families are insecure, like because rock and roll music is like, influenced with drugs, alcohol, and all, somewhat like they have still have such kind of, the mentality out here in India. So, how would you describe? Because I believe you guys have been playing for such a long time. So how would you describe? Is it safe? is it secure or not for female artists, like to be in music industry? So I just wanted to know your opinion regarding this. Yeah.
Rach, how about you give it a go?
Okay. Well, I think that the notion that the music industry is nothing but drugs and danger and wild, um, I think that comes from people that don't work in this business.
Hmm.
Everyone who's in this business, we're well aware that this is a business. This is an industry. It's not a hobby. It's not a party. This is
Yeah.
how a lot of us earn a living. And, I had a very conservative family member once years ago that asked me if all the girls in my band were drug addicts. And kind of offensive, right? My answer was that I wouldn't hire somebody that had that type of a problem, because that's like an Olympian athlete shooting themselves in the foot and trying to run a
Yeah.
race. Why would you do that? That this is, I mean, of course, those are things that exist in this business, but those are things that also exist on Wall Street. Those are things that exist in Congress. We have Congress members that have drug problems and prostitutes and drunk driving and everything else. That's something that's going to exist in every industry because people try to escape from their reality, and there's mental health issues that aren't dealt with the way they should be dealt with. But realistically, to be a successful musician, you have to you have to work so hard. You have to spend hours alone practicing. People don't talk about that. They just see the
Yeah.
time that you're on stage having fun and entertaining other people. They don't talk about the hours, the days, the weeks, the years that every musician you see on stage has spent alone, locked in a room while their friends were outside playing, practicing the same scale over and over and over again. It's
Yeah.
it's it's a lot of hard work. It's a craft that you have to put a lot of hard work into to be good and to travel and to perform. And when you're on tour, it's not the party that everyone thinks it is. Some nights, yes, you have a lot of fun, you get to see different people, but you might have an entire day of flying, traveling, driving, no sleep. You get off stage, you have to pack up, get back to the hotel room, jump in the shower. You have 45 minutes to nap before you have to go to the airport or get in a car and drive 500 miles to the next city. It's a lot of work. It's like 22 hours of work for the 2 hours you spend on stage a night. And people don't see that other half of it. And it's nearly impossible to live a 24/7 party lifestyle and still have this be a career.
Yeah.
As a musician, from the musician perspective, unless someone else is propping you up on stage, handing you your guitar and dragging you off stage the way they did with Ozzy for many years. But, none of us are that fortunate to have a Sharon Osbourne to completely take care of us while we have fun or deal with whatever else we're dealing with. So the notion that this is just a big party scene, it's really a labor of love for art and for expressing ourselves artistically. And this isn't the 70s anymore. People don't get into this expecting to become millionaires and live in a mansion in the hills. Like all the artists I know, even the very successful ones, it's a daily grind. It's a job. It's a job without an insurance plan. It's a job without benefits, without a retirement plan. It's a lot of work for a lot less than a lawyer would make. And you put a lot more hours in than a lawyer did to get their law degree, to learn
Hmm.
your craft. So
Yeah.
I think that's a big misconception that and when you're out on tour, you see friends out on the road and they're like, you're here, we gotta go wild. And it's like, this is day 9 in a row of playing a show for me on 2 hours of sleep a night. And I just want to say hi and bye to you. And I really want to go try to get those 2 hours of sleep I have before we have to travel again. So, it's like people don't understand all the work. I mean, granted, it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work that goes into everything we do. And not just for the artists, for everyone else that tours with the artists, that manages the artists. I mean, I used to work at record labels. I sat at my desk for 70 hours a week.
Shit.
Who would have time to party in
Right.
that?
Mhm.
Yes, great. Granted, I got to I'd come back to my desk and Gwen Stefani would be trying on my lipstick because she liked my shade, or there was cool aspects of it, or we got to see very interesting shows or walk into the studio and see I got to stand there and watch Rod Stewart record a song in the studio. That's cool. I've got to see some cool things and do some cool things, but I also spent a 2-year period where I barely slept because the times I wasn't sitting at my desk, I was at my own band rehearsal trying to write songs and hack through to create my own project. It's like I had no life for years because I worked in the industry and I was a musician. So there's a heavy work aspect to all of this that I think people that assume that this is just a big party, that they don't take into effect. And I think I would just like personally to give a shout out to everyone that works in this business, because it's a very thankless business. And
Yeah.
we all work so hard because it's something that we're passionate about and that we love. We don't do it for the money. Artists, industry, reporters, none of us. I'm sure you've put hours into this podcast for nothing, just because of a love of music. So
Yes.
I think I want to give a big hand to everyone that's busting their butts out there just for the love of it, for the love of the artistry and for the appreciation of it. And the fans that work their butts off to buy a ridiculously expensive concert ticket because they're expensive these days, or that stay up till 2 a.m. to watch a podcast because there's an artist they want to hear from. You know, the amount of effort and work that all of us put into supporting this art form is amazing. And I don't think, you know, when I think musicians and artists, the first thing I think is, or people in the music business, my first thought is people that work really hard for a passion, not party animals.
Yeah. Yeah. And I want to add to that too, like along with the safety lines, you know, for any business that we as women are in, we've had to claw and climb our way out from actually being second class citizens to being noticed, you know? So whether you're up on stage or you're working in Wall Street or you're a lawyer, like it's the same dangers that go along with that too. You know, we all have to we have to watch our backs, and that's just because we have been revered as second class citizens our entire existence. You know, so the safety aspect going along with it, being like a musician on tour, we all travel together, we all work together, we keep our eyes on each other all the time, you know, and it's a team. It's a teamwork situation, and that's the safest that you can be in it. But like any other job, you can go to the bathroom when you're working at an office in a cubicle and still get assaulted. There's plenty. That's what sexual harassment and HR people are for, you know? Same thing happens with us too. It's just we have to keep our eyes on each other instead of having like a company doing that for us.
Uh-huh. Okay, yeah. So yeah, yeah, I agree with your statements. So yeah, I just wanted to, you know, I'm just kind of curious, or to make it clear, like have you ever, you know, faced such kind of like situations, like, you know, a kind of being a rock star, a beautiful lady, 5 beautiful ladies, you know, like the killing the streets, slaying and all, you know, like was any kind of such experience happen to you, like, you know, somebody, the fans and all coming, grabbing and all, you know, like all of a sudden doing all this kind of shitty, retarded things. Do you guys have some experiences like that while gigs and all, while tour? I mean,
You know, Jenna, how many times have we been at a fan photograph session where fans are waiting to take pictures with us and some guy tries to slide his hand down and grab your butt? Constantly.
Yeah,
It happens,
that
and you
happened.
can't. It puts you in a really difficult position because you can't turn around and punch him in the face the way you want to. You have to be
mhm,
polite. You have to be nice. You have to move his hand away. You got to be like, "Come on now, have respect." You have to like reprimand them in a polite manner, which really sucks because sometimes it's like
Yeah.
you don't want some stranger touching you, but you have
mhm,
to take pictures. You know, you have to do the thing. You know, there's also been many situations. It's something that you know, that we talk about a lot internally. Female
mhm,
artists discuss this a lot with each other, but
mhm.
I don't ever recall there being an external conversation, so I'd like to throw it on the table. And that's about women respecting women artists. You
Yeah.
know,
Mhm,
we talk all the time about being on tour and not feeling safe going into the women's bathroom alone. Because
mhm,
girls tend to be more touchy than men. I hate to tell you how many strange women I've had grab my boobs just because they think they can because I'm a girl. It's
mhm,
not
Yeah.
okay. It's
Or
absolutely not okay.
hair.
I, I've been on tours before with my girl band, and we were out with a guy band, and where I've had the guys from the other band walk me into the men's room to pee because I wouldn't get harassed.
mhm,
So,
mhm.
so that's really that level of respect and like respecting people's physical boundaries and personal boundaries is something that I think both sexes need to adhere to. You know, it's common here in the US. If you're a female artist, you get off stage, girls are like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and they grab your boobs. Why? Why? That's not that's not
I,
okay.
I get the butt slap all the time. Women come up and just hit my ass for no
Well,
reason.
I do that,
They
but
go,
you've given me permission.
well, yeah, you totally get permission
I have
though.
permission. But yeah, it's a common thing that, like, just they think that, like, they're a girl, you're a girl, so it's okay. But it's really not. I think it really comes down to respecting each other as individuals and respecting each other's bodies and respecting each other's boundaries.
Yeah.
And so that's a common thing. And it's common for guys to try to, like, slide their hand down and grab your butt when you're taking pictures with them, or just grab you a little too low. It's kind of not okay. Um, it's also, I mean, I've had lots of experiences walking through crowds at a crowded concert myself growing up where guys would grab my butt. That's not okay. It's violating. It is not okay.
Yeah.
But I think really what it comes down to, like Jenna was saying, is that we look out for each other. Like when we're on tour together, we do everything in a buddy system. Nobody
Yep.
goes to the van alone. When we stop at a truck stop to use the bathroom and we're driving, nobody goes into the bathroom alone. We always pair up, and no one pumps gas alone. We do everything in a buddy system because, we want to have fun. We want to enjoy being musicians. The minute somebody gets violated or gets hurt, all of that ends.
Yeah.
So we kind of have precautions in place to do things in a buddy system. That's how we look out after each other. But I think it's important, even like for people that are going to shows, and I know there's a lot of instances in audiences where things happen, or going to your car after a show, there can be incidences. And I think it's important for everyone to look out for each other, not just us within our band. I think not just girls for other girls. I think guys need to look out for girls too. I think we all need to look out for each other more and have more of a community-based mentality about safety. If something happens to one person at an event, it's on all of us for not stopping it. We are a community. We are a clan, and it's up to all of us to take care of each other.
But
And I think that doesn't just apply to shows. I think that applies to where we live, and a girl walking to her car alone at night, and everything else. I think it's really important to, like, I think it's time for society to really adopt a more community-based mentality when it comes to taking care of each other, looking out for each other. It's not a me against you, it's us. If something happens to one of us, it happens to all of us, and we all need to support each other and help each other.
So,
and don't just pull out your phone to take a video of what's happening. You need to tell the person to stop and get in the middle of that and stop it from happening. We live in a culture where everybody has a phone. They're going to take the video of this wrongdoing happening, but nobody's going to stand up for that person being persecuted and being hurt, So but again, it's not just like this is not just in rock and roll. This is in every single business that we live with, that we work with. This is girls leaving the grocery store when they're the checkout clerks, going to their car for lunch, and being harassed. This happens with all of us. So it's not I don't think rock and roll is any less safe of a business to be in than any other business that we work in on a daily basis. It's just a world where, especially we as women, have been persecuted and been thought of as the weaker sex, and it's just okay to do those things to them, and it's not. And I'm glad that people are putting a spotlight on it now, that we're not second-class citizens. We are here working and living and breathing and raising your children and cleaning the house at the same time of holding a full-time job and working our butts off and bringing money in. About time to get respected.
I want to add to that, Jenna, just a little statistic that still holds true, and it's held true for my entire adult life. There's only two professions globally that women make more money than men: modeling and prostitution.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right.
That's not okay. That's not okay.
Nope.
So as you had shared shared all those kind of experiences, you don't have, I mean, like, can't you slap them, or else, like the punch and all, but that's, come on, yeah. So yeah, so from next time I would like you, just bash them out, like, come on, yeah. because they don't have rights to, do all those kind of shitty things intentional. I feel like, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I used to have a defense mechanism when I would go to concerts when I was a teenager. So,
Mhm,
at 14 years old, I'm pushing through a crowd with the other sea of people pushing through the crowd, and people would just grab your butt left and right.
mhm,
So it
mhm,
became an automatic habit of mine at 14 to grab their hand. Because the minute you turn around, they all go like this, like, wasn't me. Grab their hand so you know who grabbed you, and I'd spit in their face. I'm not a
mhm,
girl that likes to spit in people's faces. I'm a lady. But to
mhm.
me, at that age, it was the only thing I could do that was equally as violating and nonviolent.
Yep.
So I mean, and
Mhm,
that's not something a woman should have to do. But at the same time, she
mhm.
shouldn't, even especially a young girl, 13 years old, 14 years old, having her
Yep.
butt grabbed in a crowd. Like that's at the same time, guys shouldn't be grabbing your butt.
Yeah.
That's not okay. It's just not okay.
Uh, so what would you suggest, like give an idea to the ladies or young girl, because all those things happens, like, so is there any kind of suggestions you'd like to put up on them, like, like you said, you'll grab their hand, you'll spit on their faces and all. So yeah, is there any I mean, like the suggestion to young, like upcoming music lovers and all, because yeah.
I
I,
think
I
that I think the best way to handle that is to be proactive beforehand. Always go with a buddy system. Always know your surroundings. Make sure that the other people that you're traveling with are also paying attention. Like you're paying attention to them, they're paying attention to you. You guys have got your eyes. You got to be safe with each other. Have your friends have your back. Be proactive. Don't go into places or try your best not to get into too tight of spaces with people that look like they could already be a few sheets to the wind, and completely loose with their hands. Try to just move yourself to a spot where it feels like a safer place to be, or you're surrounded by your friends. Be proactive. Know your surroundings.
Okay.
I took a self-defense class when I was really young, like in my preteens, and there was one thing from that class that always stuck with me to this day. All these years later, I still think about it in certain situations, and that was like red light, yellow light, and green light situations. So,
Okay.
green light, you feel fine, you're safe, you're hanging out with your friends at the park, you're at the grocery store, everything's fine. Yellow light is when something just doesn't quite feel right, or it looks like there could be a problem. You don't wait until
Hmm.
there's a
Uh-huh.
problem to get out. If it's a yellow light situation, you get out. You don't wait for it to
Yep.
turn red and turn into an incident. And, I live in the middle of Hollywood, and I have to walk my little dog who's not going to protect me from anyone, um, 3 times a day in the middle of Hollywood. So,
Except for
I hate to
cats.
say this. I hate to say this, but when I walk, I walk with pepper spray and a taser every
Hmm.
day because, there's people living under the bridge a couple blocks away. There's, the liquor store on the corner with someone that's always drunk out front. There's, I'm a block off Hollywood Boulevard, right in the middle of it. And there's a lot of incidences. So I think it's just like being smart about your surroundings. I don't talk on the phone when I'm out walking. Jenna will call me and I'm like, I'm on my dog walk. Let me call you when I get home because I want to be
Yep.
aware of what's going on around me because it's dangerous. You know,
Mhm.
my apartment's great, but the neighborhood, it's Hollywood. It's a wild place. At the same time, what I was talking about earlier about community, we all have to look out for each other and take care of each other.
Mhm.
Not that long ago, there was another girl in my neighborhood walking her dog, and I saw some guy harassing her. Instead of running away and getting myself to safety, I stayed to make sure she was okay. I don't know this girl. She had a nice big Rottweiler dog with her. The dog wasn't doing anything, but I
Mhm.
stayed and this guy kept following her and I called her over and I was like, I'm walking you inside. I'm going inside with you because I'm not going to leave you here alone. And she thanked me for it. She's like, I don't even know you. Thank you. And I was like, well, I'm sure you would have done the same or you should do the same. Like, we all have to look out for each other. It has
Yeah.
to be a community-based mentality. You know, if you're at a concert and you are walking to your car alone, grab a security guard and say, could you please walk me? I'm scared to walk alone. Or,
Yeah.
I had this instance happen, not even at a concert. I was traveling through Europe alone. For the most part, was visiting with friends. I went to a mall in Germany for the day because my friend had a work meeting. And I had a huge incident at the mall where some guy followed me for hours and ladies at a shoe store that didn't speak English. I didn't speak German. I just had to basically tell them I was scared, and they had to chase this guy out and call the police. It was a huge mess where these strangers helped me because I was scared because something wasn't right. This guy had followed me for hours, and he started getting too close to me. And when I asked him to leave me alone, he kind of got closer and pushed me, and it was scary. I've never been so scared before in my life. But it was really strangers that helped me through that until my friend, they could get a hold of her, and she left her work meeting and came to get me. But it's really, these are things that could happen anywhere. And I think
Yeah.
it's important for all of us to be aware of our surroundings, be aware of what's going on around us. Also, not just for ourselves, but for someone else. You see someone else in trouble, help them.
Yeah, yeah,
Help them. We,
Yeah.
we, we are all responsible for the safety of our society and for what's expected, you know? And if somebody is a predator, if they know that everyone in that room is not going to take it, do you think they're going to make that move?
Right.
You know, it's really setting a higher level of expectations, and it's just we all need to take care of each other, and I
Yeah.
think it's just really more of a community-based mentality is really needed.
uh-huh. So yeah, so you have traveled to India, right? For gigs and all.
Mhm.
But fortunately, I was unaware, and so I missed it. So let's see, for the second time, I'm surely I'm gonna join your gig. I wanna see, like live you guys burning the stage and all. So yeah, so I just wanted people to know, whoever are watching now, whoever is going to watch us later on, there is a kind of what is that exactly? I can't put up that exact word. People say India is not safe. So yeah. So according to that, I meant to say, you don't go to India. Indian people are these, like they do these that, and yes, sometimes shit happens. Like those all fucking retarded persons do all those kind of shits. So have you ever faced some kind of, like some shits issues, like you playing in India, you're traveling, you're walking. I mean, like you are just fucking around here, and did such kind of things happen? What would you like to suggest? I mean, like, is it, like, just in short, I just wanted people to know, because they literally have, if it's 100%, 90% of the percentage, people say, like, India is not safe for ladies. It's still, sometimes it got hurt, as being an Indian. So, what would you like to share as per your talk?
When
I mean,
When we were there, we were brought over by the Vakken Festival and the Let Women Do the Talking conference. So it was a
okay.
conference that was based heavily on getting women to be more involved in the music industry. And the great part about that is that they had seminars after every conference about female safety. So they took really good care of us and made sure that we were as safe as possible. And I think that in any city around the world. Like we're here in LA. Downtown LA is no walk in the park. Trust me, it is a very dangerous place to be. Any major city is going to have its dangers, but
Mhm.
having that open conversation about safety and about keeping your eyes open for each other really made us feel. Personally, I felt comfortable there. I felt comfortable. I trusted myself with the people that brought us over, and they were great.
Just a
Okay.
side note, the Vakken people also do Bangalore Open Air. So it
Yeah.
was that whole community of people that were taking care of us. And
Okay.
we were with a whole big girl gang. So
Yeah.
so again, we all took care of each other. We all looked after each other. Um, and we were well cared for. But I think anytime you travel internationally, there's a concern because it's
Mhm.
different culture, different language, different customs, different expectations. You become more of a rare commodity in another country because you aren't from there, so you're a little more exotic. So there's always a concern. Being in an all-girl band, our booking agent knows that safety is our first concern with
Yep.
every international date that we're booking, or even like a bike rally. If we were to go play Sturgis in the U.S., there's certain safety concerns with that we need to make sure we won't go do that alone. We will definitely take a sound guy, security guard with us for that.
Yeah.
Things like that. So we've had a few offers to play in Brazil, but the offers weren't secure enough for us to go. So hopefully at some point we could play Brazil, but we didn't quite feel safe with those scenarios, the amount of money, the type of hotels, there was a number of things that just didn't quite feel safe enough for us to go, because if something happens to one of us, it happens to all of us.
Yeah.
We are a community. So there was a tour in Mexico that we were supposed to do with Quiet Riot, and we felt safe going because they're our friends, and we'd all take care of each other down there. But at the last minute, our dates got pulled, and it was a good thing because there was a lot of political unrest going on down there, and there was some drug cartel wars that were happening at the time.
The cartels
And
were
it was
warring out
scary
there.
for them. They had some scary incidences down there. They were like, "We're really glad you girls didn't come because we were escorted around with machine guns, So we would have been twice as worrying about you girls while we were down there." So, I think anywhere you go, there's a safety concern and making sure everyone's okay. In India, everything was well planned and we were well cared for, and we had a wonderful time, and it was a really amazing country to see the bits we got to see, and the food was amazing.
And the people were so sweet though too. That was the one misconception that we thought going in there, that it was going to be a situation where we would feel at points like moments of harassment and stuff. But everybody was amazing to us over there. The fans were so sweet and so kind and vocal and awesome. Like they were the loudest crowds that I think we've ever played to, singing every single word at the top of their lungs. It was an amazing experience.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect with that, and
Yeah.
we weren't sure which songs were singles in your country, because it may be different. In different countries, sometimes they pick up on different songs that end up hitting radio and stuff, and we weren't sure how many people would know the music or what the audience would be like. And our first show was in Delhi, which they warned us the crowd will be as Bangalore is where it's really going to rock. Delhi, we'll see. It was amazing. There was kids up front singing all the verses to B-side songs that people in the U.S. couldn't sing. It was the shows were amazing, hands down amazing. So,
even Jenna and Rachel, am I sorry for pronunciation if I'm or it's correct, right? Okay, Rachel. I belong from North India, and actually I do work out here in Bangalore. So my workplace is out here. So far, what I'll do is even I want to introduce some of the bands, my brother's bands and my friends' bands and all, because even we are quite so rich in music, in India, Northeast India. I mean, most of the people, we're looking kind of a Mongolian, blend, a kind of Chinese mix, or Japanese, something like. So yeah, so obviously, even I personally would like you guys to play on my, one day. Let's see, lately or shortly, but I would like, you guys to come to my hometown, my areas, Northeast India, and play, on such series as well. And I'll share you some of the bands as well after this live session, or else later on. You can check them out. Even there are some of GN'R tribute bands and all. I'm sure, I'm 100% sure you guys are gonna love them. So I'm gonna share their yeah. So that's what, why I do all those, communications during my weekends, like Saturday and Sunday. Is I just want to make a bridge in between, the international artist and my local artist, changing their music, sometimes, if it's possible, it's, to be frank, it's very hard to get sponsors here in India. And I don't say in India, in my hometown and all, to get some good bands and all. So yeah, so I just want to make a channel, I won't get anything else, talking to you. See, it's 2:30 a.m. in the morning. I'm not getting paid and all. It's just for my love music, and what you guys are doing, because I wanted you guys to get an introduce as well. like because most of the people doesn't know. You guys are very underrated. I don't not in that way. I'm not I'm not saying on that different way, but like people should must know you. Like so obviously even I'm gonna share your videos to my friends. Some pages and all this that. So like people must know you guys as well.
Well,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank
And
you.
and also to all of you, all I mean your band members. I don't know everyone's name anyway. So yeah. And another thing is like, do you guys are a full-time musician?
I don't think any musicians anymore are full-time musicians. You still see, I mean, you see people like Ozzy Osbourne hawking jewelry and shirts. Everybody's got their hands in another pot too to make extra cash.
Flash makes
Myself,
horror films.
huh?
Flash makes horror films.
Yeah, Slash makes horror films. Every musician these days are jacks of all trades, I think. I work in healthcare. Rachel, well, she works in the music industry, so not just being a rock star, but also kicking ass for other rock stars. So
There's definitely been times on the road where, we got off stage and I looked at Jenna and said, I can't do the signing. I have to go finish a thing for my job because I have a conference call at 7 a.m. Or we've been touring and driving and I'm like, sorry guys, we have to stop at this time at this truck stop because I have a conference call and I don't want it to cut out. And the girls will wait for me to take my call. Like we all, it's a labor of love and we all work really hard to support ourselves and take care of ourselves and still be able to get out there and tour and do stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So okay, yeah. Because like even it's very tough out here as well. Like a full-time musician and all. There's the same case. Like it's like we have to pay bills or room bills or electric bills. Also, yeah. So, anyways, I was just curious about like so the music scene is almost a kind of same. So that seems like India and for artists. Uh, Okay, another question for you guys are like, there are so many rock bands and all, right? But why Guns N' Roses?
Uh, the timing was right, and we're fans. And we got together right before their reunion, and it worked out beautifully. It was just a marriage of perfect timing and the perfect people. So that's why. And honestly, why not Guns N' Roses? Their music kicks ass. It's a lot of fun to fucking get
Fun.
up there and perform.
They're fun songs to play. And
Yeah.
when this project started, it was a friend that called us and was like, do you want to do this? And Jen and I, we didn't know each other yet. And we were like, sure, why not? Sounds like fun. And I never imagined all these years later that we would have gone to India to play. We're heading
Right.
back to Australia for a second time. Where we've gone some cool places, and I never would have imagined it would have turned into this. I thought we'd just play a couple shows and have some fun for a dozen gigs, and that was it. But it's turned into a full thing, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
So yeah. So when did you guys form this band? How long you have been playing music?
Uh, 2015, March 2015 will be our very first gig. That was our very first gig. Yeah, I know, right? It's been that long. It's
Been a
been
long
eight
time.
years
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. Yeah. So and okay, and yes, so that was what I was, like I wanted the Indian parents to know about, like to deliver those messages, like their daughters, their sisters, their, like any female members in the music industries and all, like don't. So yeah, that's what I want to deliver. Like as you said, in each and every field, uh, there's not any safety, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so even I personally wanted to, like, because it had been to me, like there was some, I just started a small kind of recording studio, and what I do is like normally, the people who I feel myself, yeah, they deserve, like to be, I mean, like get recorded and all. So such kind of, like if I find some, people like any artist, yeah, they are worth to, to help them out. So I do all those kind of things. So why I what happened to me is like there was one sister, okay, even she got a good vocals, good, got a very powerful throat, But in the end, what she told me is like my mom didn't allow me, like to to perform on stage and all.
You mean her, you said her mother didn't allow her to stay in the music? I think I
Not
lost you.
exactly. Yeah, no. I mean, like, yeah, a kind of that thing only. Like, what she told me is like, uh, so brother, like my, like family didn't allow me, like to do show during night time, something like that. So I was like, oh, I don't feel quite so good. It's not only her. There are so many ladies. I mean, not ladies, girls. Like giving me the same answers when I'm trying to help their daughter. Their sisters and all. Maybe because of my appearance, also long hairs with septum piercings and all. I don't know, like, so yeah, so that was the main reason. I was trying to invite all female artists, like the hype female artists like you, and I had been done podcast which with like most of the female artists. It's just regarding this issue. So like, yeah, so that was the point, like to talk about these because that touched me. So obviously, with each and every female artist, I'm gonna make this content as the main one. Then apart that, I'll talk about the music and all. So yeah. So
Cool. But my advice to those people that say, "Well, I'm worried about you, so I don't want you to play a show at night," is instead of stopping your daughter from expressing herself artistically, why don't you go with her and make sure she's safe?
Yeah.
Why don't you go buy her t-shirt and support her band? Buy a ticket to the show.
yeah,
And, I mean, I remember my parents coming to a show and insisting on buying tickets because they wanted to support us, you know?
Yep.
mhm,
So so why don't you buy a ticket, buy a t-shirt, go support her, carry her guitar for her. She's working very hard, probably for nothing or very little money to express herself artistically and musically, which in neuroscience, music is considered another language. So your daughter's working really hard to express herself in another language. Support that education and that knowledge and that growth.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, instead of saying you can't because I'm worried about you. Well, then go support her and help her. You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
it's
So
it's she's
so
she's fighting some pretty hefty odds to just express herself.
mhm,
You
mhm.
know.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah. So thank you so much. Like again, like I mean, like I just dropped a message to your page, and and it was like kind of swift feedback from your end. Like it's a support. Like because see, to be frank, I just have 529 30 something followers. Because these days followers what they do is like they look for the quantity not for the quality. Like
Yeah.
things I
Yeah.
have like 30 followers but they all are true musicians. I mean like the true music lovers. Like I don't want quantity. I can make it. Like we can buy something. I heard something like that in Instagram. We can buy followers just for the sake. So yeah, so in the end I just let's discuss about this thing because I see around, in Instagram or in any say the Facebook page or any YouTube something like that. I see, I mean a pretty lady, like to be frank with big tits and all. Normally I can see their views so much, like so big. They're just lip sync and all, with that gorgeous look, whatever else. I don't know what is that. A big teeth, attractive body and all, So like I see around, they don't have anything else. Come on, yeah, all are auto tune and all. Like the one who deserve likes, the one who deserve followers and all, they don't get that. But someone else, those who have money, those who are beautiful, those who are handsome, those who show some, kind of that hustles, kind of Rolls Royce, something like that. They're getting, the likes and all, the followers and all. So
Yep.
yeah, so this is the last thing. Let's discuss about it. Hey, have you ever noticed such like?
I mean, I can tell you that every single one of our followers on our page are true followers. We have
Mhm,
never paid for any follows. That's that's our natural grassroots ground
Mhm.
ground up team of
Uh-huh.
people that have found us, become fans, and become true followers on all of our pages. But it took a lot of time and hard work and dedication to build that relationship with our online community. And it's a lot of work. Social media is a whole job itself. It's a lot of work. I won't discredit anybody who has paid for those because, honestly, this day and age, for anybody to get a job anywhere, you have to have a social media presence. Um,
Yes.
but the fact that everything that's on social media is geared more towards what you're looking like, it's because it's a 10-second attention span. We're just scrolling. So they're seeing something that 10 seconds, oh, I like that, and then scroll. Oh, I like that, and then they scroll. They won't sit down for the actual real music or talk. But things like this bring more people in. Just you keep on doing it, and actually the quality or the quantity of it will help bring into a better quality of everything too. And you'll build your fan base. So, anyways,
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah,
okay.
So
Uh,
to all of our fans out there, please go follow his page and help support that he's working really hard to
yeah,
build strength in the music community. And so please go follow him and give him some follows, and you know, hopefully your fans will come follow us as well, because again, it's all about community. We're all in
yeah.
this together.
It, it's
You know,
exactly.
it's
support
bridging
each
it's bridging
other.
two different cultures together too. We're rock and roll is one culture that we share, but we have our other cultures that we can share and express and show people, hey, this is pretty awesome. So yeah, bridge, share, go like and follow, and we'll see some of the artists that you have up on your page because I'm really looking forward to hearing them.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, that's kind words, and I mean, like, I'm very much thankful for that. So yeah, guys, if you like what I'm doing, that's fine. Like, like you can follow. If you like my content and all, yes, you can follow. And I'm coming up with shortly with my YouTube channel as well, because these all things what I was doing was just for making a relationship with international artists and my artists around India. But so far, what I thought is like, so that was the main reason. It's not like I'll make a channel, my channel will monetize, like done after that, because I'm doing podcast, I'm going live with all those artists and all. I never thought. But like now, why I think myself, like some of the artists, like friends and all, they suggested me, start up with your YouTube channel and all. So yeah, and even I thought, because you guys are giving me your time, like sparing me some time of you, so I don't wanna, like make this conversation vanish in my this Insta page. So that also, that strike in my mind. Yes, of course. So all those things, I had been made a log of all videos. So yeah, obviously. So I'm gonna start up with my YouTube channel maybe this coming year. Support me there as well.
All
And
right.
so yeah, I think like you had given me ample time. You have, as you told me, you have some other job as well after these.
Yeah.
So yeah, so once again, thank you so much uh, for accepting my proposal of this live session, and I'm very much thankful for it. I am very much thankful, like in one single text you had supported me, like thinking, okay, fine, chalo, yeah. Indian guy, Indian asking me for a podcast. You didn't thought anything kind of thing. So that's support, a true musicianship. I mean, I
Well,
appreciate
thank
that.
you. Thank you for having us. And next time we're out, we can't wait to see you and meet you in person.
Sure, sure, sure. Let's see. Yeah, we'll keep in touch. Maybe like, because I wanted you guys to play in my hometown as well. So let's see. I'll work on it. I'll pull up my socks and I'll work on it. I'll keep in touch with you guys.
Right on. Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
And
Beautiful.
yeah,
Thank you so much. It
uh,
was a pleasure meeting you, and thank you for all the support you're giving the community. So
Yeah.
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 So yeah. Lastly, is there any chances to listen to your original records in future? Any?
Um, we haven't recorded anything yet, but that's something that we've been talking about. So as soon as we start moving on that, we're definitely going to announce something like that. But in the meantime, go to our website, paradisekitty.com, and it'll tell you all of our tour dates and all of the news of what's going on with us.
And there's lots of, like, after every show we play, there's tons of people that post a lot of videos from it and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of content out there.
So yeah, so guys, I'll just share their website link, their YouTube channel link, their all social media handles link on this caption only. I mean, like in this video caption. So check it out, my dear Indian rockers. So yeah. So once more, lastly, thank you so much. Have a nice day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Get some rest. Namaste.
Namaste.
Okay. And thank you guys for joining us as well.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye.